Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Tuesday, February 4th, 2014. Well, right now the Dow Jones Industrial Average in the United States and New York is up about 60 points. This is a big change from yesterday when the U.S. stock market suffered its most severe decline in 7 months, which was quickly followed by the Japanese Nikkei, which dropped 4%, and then the European indexes also fell. The Hang Seng in China would have fallen, but it was closed because of the Lunar New Year. Microsoft Corporation announced just now that a gentleman named Satya Nadella, who is 46 years old from Hyderabad, India, who has been a long-time Microsoft employee, will replace Steve Ballmer as the CEO of the company. They're betting on a long-time engineering executive to help Microsoft keep pace. The selection of Nadella to replace Ballmer had been widely expected. It was also accompanied by news that Bill Gates, one of the founders of the company, is going to step down from his role as chairman and become a technology advisor to Nadella. Gates is going to be replaced by 64-year-old John Thompson, who is a member of Microsoft board, who is going to become the company's chairman. Observers are saying that Nadella, who is both a company insider and an engineer, has a technical skill set and intimacy with Microsoft's sprawling businesses that he might be able to successfully lead the company because of his engineering and programming background. Mr. Ballmer had a talent in sales, background in sales, and many observers, even though the valuation of the company has increased, would suggest that he did not perform as well as hoped. In the United States, speaking to you from Princeton, New Jersey today, we received about 10 inches of snow yesterday and into the afternoon. People are digging out. However, tonight at midnight there's going to be another snowstorm, possibly as much as another 8 to 10 inches. And on Saturday there will be another 6 to 8 inches. When I say Princeton, I also mean New York and Philadelphia. Hundreds of flights have been canceled. Schools are in disarray. Many had late start time scheduled today, and most of them were off yesterday. These sorts of weather events have effects on productivity, most tellingly on new car sales because people can't get out to showrooms. And of course, from every other perspective, if employees can't get to work, it becomes a problem. Munich Re, the world's biggest reinsurer, reported better than expected profit for 2013. They reported $3.3 billion net in euros for 2013, up from 3.2 billion euros in 2012. They did say that intense competition had forced it to accept an average of 1.5% declines in reinsurance prices as customers renewed their policies on January 1st. That's on average. Remember, the CAT prices have dropped as much as 20 to 25%. Munich Re walked away from about €1 billion of renewal premium because those prices no longer met the company's profitability threshold. That's called underwriting discipline, and Munich Re will certainly stick to it. In the United Kingdom, there's a little reported flood in the southwestern part of the country. Many homes and businesses are in danger of being even more flooded over the next few days. Pressure is building on the government to take action to try to help residents of the worst hit area called the Somerset Levels. The government is warning that high tides, large waves, and strong winds will lead to a risk of coastal flooding along the southwest and southern coasts of England today and tomorrow, and warned that properties on the banks of the Severn and Thames River could also be affected. They also said that wind gusts of up to 80 miles an hour are expected, as well as another 40 millimeters of rain expected along much of southern England and Wales, which are already inundated. And what goes for southern England goes for Ireland. The Meteorological Office in Ireland has issued an orange weather warning as yet another Atlantic storm depression approaches Ireland and begins to increase the potential for further flooding. It seems that the most hard-hit area will be in the city of Cork. Some 10 million euros of emergency money has been approved for flooding, and the Cork City Council has begun to distribute sandbags to homeowners and business people in the center of the city in anticipation of serious flooding tonight. Cork City Council has asked that motorists avoid the city center because passing cars can cause a backwash of water which exacerbates flooding on city streets. And in Sochi in southern Russia, President Vladimir Putin has arrived today at the Winter Olympic City. The games begin on Saturday. Putin visited a animal breeding and rehabilitation center that was built using budget funds set aside for the Olympic preparations. He also is going to address members of the International Olympic Committee, and then tomorrow evening he's going to hold a flurry of meetings with foreign dignitaries, including the Chinese president, the Dutch prime minister, and the Japanese prime minister, and the Turkish prime minister. Several prominent Western leaders will not be there, including President Obama and British Prime Minister David Cameron. The Olympics in Sochi are the most expensive ever, $51 billion, and of course we reported on the terrorist alerts. Here's a very interesting story. A principal of a Maine middle school said a student suffered second-degree burns when her green iPhone 5 burst into flames in her pocket. Class was just about to begin when the incident occurred, and the student was taken to a nearby hospital. Her name was not released. However, in an interview with the Portland Press-Herald in Maine, the girl's mother said, "I was a little bit in shock." According to the newspaper, the 14-year-old girl was sitting down before class when she heard a pop from the Apple iPhone 5 she'd been given by her mother 2 months earlier. Immediately, smoke starts billowing from the student. This is according to Jeff Rodman, the principal of the middle school of the Kennebunks. She knew right away something was wrong, and in a panic, knew her pants were on fire caused by the cell phone. The iPhone uses a lithium-ion type of rechargeable battery, which occasionally can heat up after extended use, and there have been other reported cases of iPhones catching fire, although these rare instances typically occur when the phone is charging, and not when they're in the user's pocket. Of course, the lithium battery is the same, much bigger, that's on the Boeing 787. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.